Hello, everybody. It's Teresa from the Business Advisory Centre Durham, and today I'm glad to have Patrice Esper with me. She's a business advisor and program coordinator at BACD. Some of you may know her, but we thought it would be good to do a little interview because I don't know whether any of you really get to know our stories when you come and meet with us. And I thought this would be a good opportunity if you wanted to have a look and see what she's like and her energy and her passion that she brings to the job. This would be an opportunity to do so. So Patrice, hello, welcome.
Hi, thank you for this. I'm excited about this opportunity.
Yeah, so I'd love you to tell people a little about you. So I met Patrice in 2014 and she started to work at BACD with the Start a Company program. Before that, our lives actually crossed because my parents had a house in St. Lucia and Patrice is from St. Lucia. So from the Caribbean, and she was working as I'm going to say a bookkeeper for the condominium corporation where my parents had their house. And so when my mom came to Canada, we would run into Patrice because they needed to change documents and all this sort of stuff. So small world, eh?
Very small world.
But we didn't actually know this when I met her. So I met her, she was working at the region, her contract was coming to an end, and I didn't put two and two together until later on that we actually knew each other, but didn't know each other kind of thing.
That's right. It was quite an interesting story. However it happened, I'm just glad it happened because it's given me or presented me an opportunity to work with some amazing individuals, not only as a team at BACD, but also as the individuals that I meet each and every day, whether it's through the workshops or through the face-to-face meetings, or even the programs that we currently run. And that has kept my entrepreneurial spirit alive and well. And for those of who really don't know my background, I've had the pleasure of owning a few businesses in my lifetime. The oldest running one lasted about 14 years, and it was very much in property management, sales, and everything else. But I actually started in retail. So we had a small clothing business, a boutique in a French-speaking island. And like I say to people, if I can open up a clothing boutique in a French-speaking island, because I do not speak French, you know, the opportunities are there. If the person has the drive and truly has that vision, that very clear vision, the opportunity is there. And what's great is that at BACD, I get to be part of those dreams or, you know, part of that process that a person goes through. So that keeps that side of me very much alive and well.
Yes, so true. I love it too. As you know, I've certainly had a few entrepreneurial ventures, but most of them have always been in the side hustle space, except when I moved to Canada. I came here on a work permit and then ran a company, you know, for two owners who flew back and forth out of the country. So I got to be by myself and do that. But it does take something special. And I mean, for sure, you ran your business, but it takes, there's just so many skills you need as an entrepreneur, right? So tell me what you think one of the most important skills an entrepreneur is.
Most important skills. Management of time.
Yeah.
Management or understanding of numbers. So really understanding record keeping and being able to analyze some of that data. And it goes beyond just the financials, but also about when we're talking about marketing strategy and sales strategy, etc. It's still very much about metrics. And I think it's one of the things that even as clients coming in, very few have really recognized that right away. The beauty is that those who are truly ready and open to this, they catch it quickly. And I think that makes a big difference. The other skill, I believe, is that customer relations. The reality is that if you're taking on business ownership, if you decided I'm going to take ownership of the decisions I make, and of course, all the consequences or things that happen upon those decisions, a business does not exist without customers, and customers do not exist without sales. So sales. And so as a business person, that's a skill set that's extremely important as well.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And I would say once you have a business idea, instead of jumping to marketing, go and learn how to sell if you don't know how to sell. Go and learn about sales because you are it. You are the chief sales officer for your corporation, right? From that day forward that you actually get into business. I would say the day you open a business, you're in two things. You are in the problem-solving business, and you are also in the sales business because that's how you're going to generate sales until, you know, please God, you can hire someone to do the job, right? But up until that point, you're doing it.
Yeah. And actually, you just hit another point as well. Market research, it's ongoing. So when you
Yes.
have that business idea, we say it all the time to our clients, go and find the first buyer. Like, go and test out, make sure there's somebody out there, and more than one person. There's a market out there that's actually willing to pay you for that product or service you're about to provide, or as we talk about it, the solution to their problem. And I think a lot of people skip that step, not mainly because they're not even aware that that's a step, or how
Right.
important that step is. Because before you go to the expense of logos and branding and everything else, you really want to make sure that there are people out there willing to pay you for whatever that solution is.
Very good point. Tell me, what do you love about working at BACD?
Aside from all of you guys,
Yeah, aside from us.
No, seriously, it's the like-mindedness of it. It's the camaraderie. Like, I personally feel such an amazing team. I love the fact that well, one of the things I've always appreciated, and I've shared this with you many times, is when we first came in, or myself onboarding and everything, part of the process was assessing what are our strengths. And I feel you, as our executive director, have actually always been able to really align that with some of the responsibilities that we've been given. I also do appreciate the fact that, the objectives or the goals are shared, and then we're trusted then to fulfill it. So I appreciate that. And again, coming from an entrepreneurial background where you do a lot of the work on your own, that has this type of environment and ability to do that really makes it pleasurable to come to work. And I would honestly, without all of this, the biggest thing is actually the clients, the engagement, the reality that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. Because if that person is successful enough that they're able to open up their business within our communities, that they're able to contribute to the economic impact in a positive way, whether it's through job creation or revenue stream, etc., well, that's something bigger than ourselves. And that really wake up every morning, and I'm actually really looking forward to the new day.
Very, very true. I consider myself absolutely blessed to be in the job that I am, working with the people that we do and the businesses. If we can just do something to help. I mean, so many times, and I've actually said this to the businesses during COVID, I'm so sorry. I don't feel like I'm helping enough because I can't give you money. And they say, your support is worth more than the money, right? And I'm sure you get this as well. So, if you're a business watching this and you need help, reach out. But I'm not saying need help because there's something wrong. I'm saying reach out. Two heads are better than one. Let's plan what you want to do. And I find that's what people find so useful, is having someone in their corner that's like impartial and really just helping them through all the steps and stages that they need in their business, whatever it may be. It could be, as you said, cash flow, or numbers. It could be market research. It could be the marketing strategy, sales strategy. It could be writing copy for your website. It could be any of those things that we can help you with, right?
Yeah. And it's a great, a lot of people are not aware that we exist. And I think for many, it can be a lonely process. So recognizing that, there is actually a group or support or access to a support group that can help me along this journey.
Yes.
You're not alone. Yeah. You're not alone in it. So
yeah, and sometimes you do feel lonely, because it can be like, if you're the entrepreneur in your family, you can definitely feel that they don't understand what's going on. But we do understand. Our advisors have all been in business for themselves, and I think our organization is really entrepreneurial too. So we really try and help the businesses. And if there are things that you think we should be doing that we're not doing, tell us, because we're here for you, in fact. Right. So that's important too. Patrice, I love all the work you do. Tell us about some of the Start a Company Plus work that you've been doing. I know the name is Start a Company, but it's for businesses that are like in that 5-year mark, right?
Well, it's interesting because it's evolved over the time. As you mentioned, when I first started, I was brought in to help launch this new program that was being introduced by the province. So that was in 2014, and it definitely has seen many changes over those years. So now with the Start a Company Plus, the core one is designed for businesses or individuals who started a business. So they've created sales and they're on that path. They're ready to take in that information. We have modified it a little bit with COVID-19 because we're recognizing existing businesses at the end of the day, really trying as best as we can to help them survive through this. And as you mentioned, whatever we can do, we're trying, we're attempting to do that. I've absolutely loved it because I can sit here today and I can actually talk about individuals who still exist in business that started in 2014. And that is thrilling because those first couple of years are probably the most trying for most businesses. And it's just a thrill to know that somehow that program has assisted in some of these success stories. Again, most people will reach out because they're looking for the funding to start the business. And they will repeatedly say, it went above and beyond what their expectation when it came to the support and the training, really understanding the whys behind certain things and then receiving some of that information to help them move forward. That was invaluable. So with that, it's an exciting program. I'm also program coordinator for the Women's Entrepreneurship Program. Slightly different. There isn't a grant portion attached to it, but we still provide that support and mentorship. It is specifically for women-led businesses at this present time. But again, it's to really provide that support in those initial months. So this one's really designed for startups. And it's for if you have an idea and you really want to take hold of it and have that guidepost or direction to help you achieve that. That's what we're doing as well. So
yes, it's a great program. And it's really coaching and mentoring and being that support system, right? And being that cheerleader and that guide to help people with their business. So it's very cool. So reach out to us if we can help you. So as Patrice mentioned, Start a Company has pivoted to help businesses affected by COVID. So it's existing businesses that are independent, and we want to help you with what you've been affected by during COVID. And so we want to help you pivot your business, explore new markets, look at exporting, or whatever it is to help you grow your business. And there is a small grant attached to that one as well. So reach out to us so that we can tell you more about it. But Patrice, thank you so much for your time. I love that people can get to know just a little bit about how awesome you are.
Thank you.